Hi guys, this is Breaker SC2. Don't mind my webcam, something's up with it. It's giving me lip, it's giving me attitude, it's giving me whatever, but I guess I can go ahead and maybe jump into a replay and explain to you guys what I am doing here with this video. I've uploaded this to YouTube and I put it on Cast It for a very simple statement of purpose. And let me turn on my lights here. Here we go. So basically what's going on is I've been invited to a few different offline events. 2 of them here in Taiwan, and another one I'm not going to talk about. So what I'm going to be doing from here on out is doing everything I can to improve my casting, but let's go ahead and dive into the game that I'm going to be casting, and I'll explain more along the way. I won't take it into total blog mode, but here we go. Upper right-hand corner, spawning is a red Protoss. 0. The lower left-hand corner, Futzer. Oh, Futzer. Futzer. My bad. I have no clue what this guy's problem is, as you can see. Why am I playing diamonds? I guess this guy's not having a good day. Says you're a good player. Well, I just want to go ahead and hit Control-Shift-C. Ignore the comments that they have for each other, and now I'm going to explain to you guys. Okay, I'm tempted to. You want to do me a big favor, please? I don't know what that's all about, but okay. Anyway, so statement of purpose. Basically, I'm going to be taking as many replays from the Cast It section, the Cast It subreddit, and I'll be giving them GSL style intros that I've made myself. Yeah, I thought that was the question he was going to ask. Do you mind leaving the game? I need fast wins. Sorry, no, do it. Anyway, I went ahead and turned off the chat. Don't want to be distracted by them anymore. And like I said, what I'm going to be doing from here on out is I'm going to be making my own custom intros for those of you who are interested in watching. And in exchange, if I cast a replay from here on out, sorry about that. If I cast a replay from you guys here on out, I simply request a Twitter follow for each replay that I cast. And nothing more, nothing less. Maybe a little bit of feedback on each replay that I cast would be nice. Definitely, I'd love that. And right now, we got a perfectly ordinary ZVP on the way, PVC on the way, however you choose to look at it. Futzer went with a 15 hatch. He's probably going to be going with a 16 pool because that's typically, I wouldn't say the most, 17 pool? I'm not sure about what the specifics are with the 17 pool, but I do know that if you go with the 16 pool as Zerg... Wait, what? This is strange. Okay, he goes for a very late 17 pool, but maybe he completely forgot about it. Who knows? I do that all the time. At least once in a great while. But, like, basically what happens is... geez, with a 16 pool, specifically speaking, you typically get enough economy out to... have 2 queens on the way at the same time. And I imagine that with what Futzer is doing here, he's going to have more than enough to do both. Okay, I see what you did. I see what you did there, bro. I see what you did there. And guess what? It's not a good day to be 0 today because you only have 1 assimilator in your main. He's putting Chrono Boost on the cybernetics core, so I'm thinking that he could actually maybe somewhat soon be forced to go all in with this, but just as I see the pylon going down right next to his hatch, I can see that's definitely not his decision. And meanwhile, back at home, Futzer actually has the intention of playing a macro game. Futzer says, game over. Maybe, maybe not. Double gateway now on the way at the front. So this could potentially be like a late transition into what we call Sans 3 gate forward pressure. I'm not sure. Let's check that overload. What did it see? It didn't see anything in the main. So the really crazy thing is he actually has no idea that Chrono Boost is being put on the cybernetics core. Okay, the hatch is just about to finish. If it gets canceled and turned into an evolution chamber, that's one way to be really annoying as Zerg. And right now with the DPS output from these 3 units, there will be no queen on the way in time to lay down a creep tumor. So that's going to be cleared away eventually. We're good to go. Cybernetic support just about to finish up that warp gate tech, and oh, guess what? There's no forward pylon on the minimap. So, realistically speaking, executing a forward pressure coming from 0 is going to be very difficult to do. And right now they are, you know what? Fine, I'll just do it. What not to do? 1 4 gate. Well, let's see if he wins this. But back at home, I mean, Futzer, he's got 2 spine crawlers, and he doesn't have a 3rd, and he's got 4 queens. I don't know, in case you guys didn't know, I mean, 1 queen can handle 1 zealot as long as it is accompanied by a single zergling, but I imagine that 4 queens with adequate micro on creep may have a similar effect to, say, unstimmed marines versus zealots. Isn't right here. I thought something was wrong with my sound for a minute, but this is going to be a heavy forward pressure coming from 0, and it could actually just lead to the game ending outright here, potentially speaking. It all depends on whether or not he chooses to mass recall back home, macro up behind this, that kind of thing, but that gateway is so delayed, and he's got a robo as well. Futzer says, OMG. Mass recall would work really well here, Kev. Sorry, what can I say? My real name is Ben if you're watching this YouTube channel. So, right now, there's one thing that 0 can do to punish his opponent, and I think that is taking a very early gold, potentially at the 3rd base. Excuse me, a very early gold. I meant to say a potentially early 3rd, maybe at the gold base, but it's going to be very difficult to defend something like that because it's so exposed at this position. Creep spread is going to be amazing heading into the mid-game from Futzer, by the way. And looks like we got +1 missile and carapace on the way coming from our blue Zerg, as well as the Roachworn lair tech just starting, so that's a little bit late in the way of a tech up. And one way you could definitely bring yourself back from this situation, if you're 0, would be maybe getting DTs out on the field. Guess, well, that's a little bit far away, but ooh, nice force fields. Really nice force fields, but unfortunately all the queens escaped. Not a single one was killed. Creep Tumor's not picked off. 1 zealot getting overzealous, thinking he's Hercules. Or Zeratul, however you choose to look at it. I don't know about this decision to get Immortals into the mix because, well, I mean, they're going to be effective versus roaches, but there hasn't, I don't think there's been a Roachworn successfully scouted from our Zerg. No, there has not been. And none of, there's not been a single roach that's hit the battlefield either, so I mean, honestly speaking, you know, it's kind of a blind counter, if that makes sense. But at the same time, I think maybe getting into Colossus would definitely help out our Protoss. He's only now getting a 4th gas, no upgrades, and he's stuck on his present gateway count. That's not too hot. He has kept amazing tabs on his present, what's the word I'm looking for? He's kept amazing tabs on his present zealot count as well as sentry count. Now it looks like Futzer is looking for an angle of attack that can allow him to surround his opponent, but that's 2 Immortals in the mix here. That is something that I don't think our Zerg knows about just yet. No, he hasn't seen the robo at all. So he could be thinking, alright, so this might be some massive gateway pressure and that's it. But now it goes into the all-in state of the game. And at this present supply count, I really think we're going to see 0 do a lot of damage to Futzer. Right now there are 13 roaches in production. That's 26 supply overall, and that's not presently on the battlefield. Alright, so Transfuse is going down on the spine crawler. The Immortals are hitting it as well. That's allowing them to apply their damage buff to it. The sentries are now out of warp, and Stalkers are continuing to reinforce from behind as well. The Observer now in mortal danger. If it falls, that simply means no more creep shots. It looks like the Immortals here could be taken out of the game very soon. Guess what? Those roaches can burrow. 0 is retreating. It's like, okay, I gotta keep the Immortals alive at this stage. That's what's the most important part. So what's he gonna do? He's just gonna leave a pylon here, annoy his opponent, keep him from taking the gold maybe a little bit longer, and I'm amazed that this pylon hasn't been spotted yet. That's kind of clutch. Just a little bit clutch luck, if you will. But we need an observer out on the battlefield. It is not here for our Protoss. Got one, and right now that Immortal's in danger of falling. Oh boy. Okay, still alive. Still alive. Like, get off my front lawn, you Overlord. And guess what? Behind this, Zero can actually harass. Futzer is a little bit supply blocked with the loss of that one Overlord. He immediately queues up 5 more, getting Hydralisks into the mix. The best thing that we can see Zero do from here is go into Colossus, maybe High Templar. Excellent control from a Zerg player. You can actually dodge, storm shots, but this looks like a bit of a 6 split coming from Futzer. I mean, it may not be the best idea either, because that Immortal count is almost up to 4 right now. Plus the Sentry count is rather adequate at present. Sending half of them to go to the natural is not such a great idea, especially when there's an observer in the mix. And I think this little force is going to stand by here ready to attack the 3rd. Oh my god, these roaches are being mince-meterized! God, wow, that was... I'm sorry, that was just too much. And guess what? It's going to be a Swarm Host transition from here on out for Futzer. This little force coming by here, trying to do what damage they can, but it's not working out too well. Back at the natural, no cannons, no upgrades! Just as I say that, +1 attack is on the way, and it looks like these 4 roaches may get into the main. Chrono Boost applied to a Robo, and presently our Protoss is actually supply blocked, so that's not going to help him out too much. Lots of danger here at the 3rd, however. He's going to have to split his forces adequately to deal with this threat. And in the main, he's got 3 roaches that are waiting to pounce on that. Meanwhile, the 3rd, speaking of, is in a lot of danger. The question is, will it fall? It looks like it most likely will. This is not good. Oh, man. The Mortal's just eating this roach army alive. The Swarm Hosts are now in production. There's about 7 of them out in the production tab. Gold base now on the way for Zerg as well. And Grass is continuing to go down in the background for our Protoss. Maybe if Zero hits that right timing, he'll be able to kill his opponent. But it's highly situational. It depends heavily on positioning. The Hydra count is pretty high. He doesn't have his own Colossus on the battlefield. And this is where Zero says, I've had enough! And I'm going to kill you right now, or I'm going to die trying. Swarm Hosts have hit the battlefield. There are a few observers with his army, 2 of them to be exact. And he's going to get these bases, but I think he should simply ignore the base and just go in for the kill if he can. I mean, the gold base, yeah, income is great, but he hasn't found his opponent's main army. Finding the main army and killing that right now in its present state is the most imperative mission for Zero. And I'm not liking this whatsoever. He's taking engagements that he can't really afford to take. Kind of cutting some edges, and there it is. He throws out the GG. He doesn't spite his opponent for it. Futzer comes out on top in the end. So once again, guys, my name is BreakerSC2. I belong to the pro team Yowie Flash Wolves. Please subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. That's twitter.com/BreakerSC2. And what I will do for you guys is, if you want me to cast your replay, I will take your name and I will make some GSL-style intros for the YouTube VOD just for you guys. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.